This is the sports betting top picks and plays. This is for the National Hockey League, the NHL, the NHL edition. Saturday, March the 1st. We just have a slate of games to go through for the National Hockey League. First game is going to be Nashville. This is courtesy of oddslogic.com. This gives you the latest up-to-date over-under plays, money line plays, puck line plays, the whole 9 yards, injury report, everything. That's oddslogic.com. So Islanders at home against Nashville. Nashville 5.5. It's a total is 5.5. That's what it opened up as, and we're still seeing 5.5s on the board. No real movement, just still 5.5. So we'll look here for further information on this game. So we see here it's been pretty quiet. Nothing really. No public action. Nothing. No public or sharp action here. Yeah, it's been pretty quiet. Nothing. Very quiet. So look into this game further. That's Nashville and the Islanders. Let's see. Nashville and the Islanders. Let's look at this one. Look in here to see what's going on. So both these teams, this is the first meeting of the season between these two teams. They have not played before. First meeting of the season. So Nashville, overall against other opposition, 3-7 last 10 games, 4-6 against the spread. I'm sorry, 3-7 last 10 games, 4-6 over/under. Excuse me. And they're 3-2 last 5 games, and 1-4 to the under. Nashville. Islanders 5-5 last 10, 6-4 to the over. Islanders are 1-4 last 5 games, and are 4-1 to the over. So this is an interesting game. This is a very interesting game. Let's see here. Both teams are on losing streaks. Well, they ended. Both teams have ended. I should say they've ended losing streaks. Let's see. Let me take a look at this. Yeah. Well, head to head, the last 3 games have gone under the total. Head to head, last 3 games have gone under. And both teams, Nationals playing to the under, Islanders playing to the over. Let's see, Nashville on the road. So the last game they played on the road, they went under. This is 5.5. So Nashville, the scoring is they've been struggling with scoring goals. They're averaging about just barely 2.5 goals. Their scoring is not really a lot. They're not really actually. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong game. Sorry about that. Yeah, Nashville here. The last 4 games, they're averaging about 2 goals a game. They're only averaging 2 goals. The last little while, they're only getting 2 goals. That's all they're getting. They're not scoring more than 2 goals. Especially on the road. On the road, they get they're not really scoring a lot on the road. Now they're playing the Islanders. Let me see the team total. Maybe this is the way to go here in this game, because these guys are having a hard time scoring. The scoring hasn't been great. They just scraped 2 goals. They don't get more than 2 goals per game. That's from what I'm seeing. Man. I'm gonna have to. Let me look at. I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna bet the under in this game. I'm taking under 5.5 goals. I'm gonna bet the under. I'm gonna take under 5.5 in this game. Yeah, I'm gonna take five. I'm gonna take the 5.5 goals. The last 3 meetings have gone under. The Islanders. Nashville in their last. What am I saying? Sorry. Islanders in their last game at Boston, they went under the total. And the last 2 games, they've only averaged 1 goal a game. The last 2 games. And Nashville, their last 4 games, they're averaging about 2 goals. So both teams are averaging about 2 goals per game on average, the last 2. So yeah, I'm going to take the under here. Under 5.5 goals. That's my play on that game. I don't have a play on the side. Both teams are terrible. So I don't know. I'm not sure who's going to win that game. That's a toss-up. The next game I'm going to look at here, it's going to be, one moment, I'll look into that now. It's going to be Tampa Bay and Washington. That's the next game. So Washington favored at home. The total 6. So yeah. So now all of a sudden Tampa Bay is favored. Washington was favored at home. Now Tampa Bay is the favorite. And it's gone to 6.5. We're still seeing 6s, but 6.5s are popping up. So look into this game further. Tampa Bay is getting all the love. They're the public favorite here. And the over is getting a lot of steam. The over is 6 goals. That's Tampa Bay and Washington. So look into this game further. This one here we'll look at. Now they have played twice already. They played October 26th in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay won 3-0. It was under 6.5 goals. The second game was November 24th. This is all late last year in Tampa Bay. Washington won 5-4. And it went over the total, over 6. So the third game now is in D.C. It's in Washington. The third game's in Washington. Third game in Washington. So overall, Tampa Bay 8-1-1 last 10 games, 4-6 to the under. So Tampa Bay, they have won. They've won 1, 2, 3, 7. They've won 7 games in a row. Tampa Bay's won 7 games in a row. Yeah, they've won 7 games in a row. And they are 2-3 to the under. Tampa Bay. Washington 5-2, 2-1 last 10 games, 8-2 to the over. Washington. Washington's last 2 straight games, they're 2-3 to the under. Washington 4-1 to the over. This one here. So look into this game further. The season series is tied 1-1. Both teams, it's even 1-1. Tampa Bay, Washington. I'm gonna agree with the public and take the over as well. I'm gonna bet the over. Tampa Bay, Washington over. Let's see, it is at 6 goals. See, I'll bet the over. And now I'm seeing I saw a 6.5 pop up, so I'm gonna take the over 6. So if you like the over, like myself, try and get the -6 or 5.5 quickly before it gets to 6.5. So that's my advice to you. That's for that game. Next game we're gonna look at here. Boston at Pittsburgh. That's the next game. So Boston's favored. They open up as a favorite, total 6. All of a sudden, Pittsburgh's the favorite now. They're favored. And it opened up at 6. Now it's gone down to 5.5. We're seeing that a little bit. At FanDuel, 5.5. But mainly, it's ESPN bet 5.5. But mainly we're seeing 6. So we'll look into this further. Yeah, it's been pretty quiet. That's no action at all for this game. Boston, Pittsburgh, no action. It's been pretty quiet. Yeah, nothing here. Very quiet this game. Yeah, that's it. So Boston, Pittsburgh. Get in here. So 6-4 last 10 games. 5-4 to the 5-4-1 to the over. So the first game was November 29th last year in Boston, and Pittsburgh won 2-1. It was under 5.5 goals. So it was under there. This is the second meeting, and Boston overall 3-5-2 last 10 games, 5-5 over under. Boston has lost 5 straight games, if you can believe it, but they've been all by 1 goal. All by 1 goal they've lost by. Pittsburgh beat them 2-1 last time. Bruins falling on some hard times. Last 5 games, 2-3 to the under Boston. So they're struggling to score a little bit. Pittsburgh, 4-5-1 last 10 games, 4-6 to the under. Pittsburgh 1-4 last 5 games, and 4-1 to the over. Pittsburgh 4-1 to the over, 2-3 to the under. Boston. So let's look at this game here. So look at this game here. I'll take Boston on the puck line plus 1.5 goals. And I like in this game, I like the over 6. I think this goes over. Let me look at this further. Yeah, I like the over 6 because I'm seeing it's pushing to 6.5 at some of these books. FanDuel has 5.5. So if you like 6, try and get it. Try and bet the 5.5 at FanDuel to get over 6. If you can't do that, then at 6 I'd still bet the over, but not at 6.5. That's my advice to you there. In terms of the side, I have nothing much on the side. Nothing there. I'm going to stay away from the side. I just like the total over 5.5 over 6. I like the over. The next game we're going to look at here, it's going to be Calgary and Florida. This one opened up at 6. Calgary, Florida 6. Florida at home favored. Now it's gone down to 5.5. We're seeing some 5.5s on the board, 6s on the board. So look into this further. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like Florida's favored in this game. Florida's favored. And the under is favored in this game. Under. Florida and Calgary under 5.5. Well, it looks like it makes sense because the number was at 6 and it's gone down to 5.5. So that's Calgary, Florida. They're indicating the over, but I disagree. I like the under. I'm going to take the under in this game, under 5.5. Let me look into this further, just to see. But I like the. Let me see. Let's see here. I believe they played already. Yeah, they played once in Calgary. It was 3-0 Calgary at home against Florida, and it was under 5.5 goals. Yeah, I like yeah, so let me see. So Calgary so far 4, 5, and 1 last 10. 1, 8, and 1 to the under. Calgary got under 4 straight times. 2 and 3 to the 2 and 3 last 5 games. Florida 7 and 3 last 10 games. 4, 5, and 1 to the under. Florida 4 and 1 last 5 games, and 2 and 3 to the under. So yeah, I like the under 5.5 for me. I like under 5.5 in the Florida game. Even the public's on the under too. So I agree with the public here. It's this is definitely an under spot. Definitely an under spot for me. Personally, I like the under here. And both teams are playing to the under. Florida, they are playing to the under. Actually, let me see. Yeah, they're playing to the under. Yeah. So I like the under. Under does make a lot of sense. I definitely like the under. Next game we're going to look at here, Detroit Columbus. The total here is 6. Detroit's favored. It's at Detroit was favored, and all of a sudden now Columbus is favored, which is kind of weird. But we're seeing 6 now. We're seeing 6.5s come up on the board. That's Detroit at Columbus. I kind of like the over in this game, but let's see. Yeah, it's leaning to the over. Yeah, I agree with the over here. But I would try to get it at. I wouldn't try to get it at 6.5. I would try to get it. I would try to get it at. I would try to get it at 6, not 6.5. So this is Detroit. Let's see. We'll look at the Red Wings here. We'll look at the Red Wings. Detroit Columbus. They played twice this year. January 2nd in Columbus. The total was 6. It was 5-4 Columbus. I'm sorry, 5-4 Detroit. They won that game. Second game was in Detroit. It was over 6 and was 5-2 Columbus. So the third game's in Columbus now. Yeah, definitely like the over in this game. Let's look at the head-to-head though. I mean, let's look at the opposition. Detroit 7-2-1 last 10 games, 6-4 to the over. Detroit 2-3 last 5 games, and 4-1 to the over. Columbus 6-3-1 last 10 games, 4-5-1 to the under. Columbus has won 3 straight games. They are 3-2 last 5 games, and are 3-1-1 to the over in this game. So yes, that's what we're gonna go with here. I'm just looking at a few things. Bear with me for a second, guys. So Detroit 4-1 to the over. Columbus 3-1-1. Yes, so we're gonna go with the over in this game. The first 2 games of this series have gone over, so I don't see nothing changing here now. Plus the last 4 meetings have gone over. So Detroit and Columbus is definitely over the total. Over 6. Try and get the number at. Try and get it at 6 if you can. Try and get it at 6. 6.5, I'd pass. If you can get the number at 6 or 5.5 at any of your books, get the over. Take the over. It's over or nothing for me. That's it. As for the side, Columbus has won 3 straight. Detroit 2 and 3 last 5 head to head. They both have won on each other's home ice. Columbus has won on Detroit's won on Columbus's home ice. Columbus has won on Detroit's home ice. So it looks like to me Detroit's going to return the favor and win on Columbus's home ice. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, that's so. Let's look at the puck line here. That's even better. Oh yeah, this is even. Yes, this is even. And right now it's FanDuel 6.5. See, that's the time I would stay away from it. So if you can try and find a 5.5 or try and find a 6. Look for that, and if you can get it, like I said, bet the over. If it's 6.5, don't touch it. Instead, the other alternative I'm looking at some team totals. Here's another alternative. If you can't get those numbers, that is the other alternative. Let me see something. Let me look at the team total here. Let's see the best one for you guys. The best team total. I would say Detroit scored 5. Columbus scored 5 before. This game's in Columbus. The game's in Columbus. Man. I would take Yeah, I don't see anything in the team total. Nothing to give away. Just take the. I would just basically on the puck line. I would take Detroit on the puck line plus 1.5 goals. I would do that. So over the 6, and take puck line Detroit over 1.5 over plus 1.5. Take Detroit. That's it for that game. The next game we're gonna look at is Edmonton, Carolina. Carolina's favored. Edmonton's the total 6.5. We're still seeing 6.5 still. No real movement. Yeah, still 6.5. So look into this game further. Okay, so let's see here. So we're seeing the under. We're seeing the under in this game, under 6 goals. So if you're seeing 6.5, because right now it's 6.5, I would take the under 6.5 goals in this game. But let's look into this further. That the public is telling you to take the under, but let me see from my own eyes to see if that's the case. It looks like it's an underplay, but let me take a look and see. Edmonton, Carolina. Let's look at that. So they played only once early in the season in October. In Edmonton, Carolina won 3-2. It was under 6.5. This is the second meeting. Edmonton last 10 games against other opposition, 3-6-0-1 last 10, 6-4 to the over. Edmonton's lost 5 straight games, 0-5, 4-1 to the over. Yeah, Edmonton not catching any breaks at all. Carolina 4-5-1 last 10, 4-6 to the under. 2-3 last 5 games, 3-2 to the over. So this one, let's look at this one carefully. Let's see here. This is tricky. Oh, man. Edmonton's lost 5 straight games. Boy, oh boy. 5 straight games. Final game of the road trip's Carolina. Let's look at this one. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, this game here, I would just take the under. I would go under 6.5. That's it. That's the only way to go about this game. Under 6.5 goals in this hockey game. I agree with the public. And take Edmonton on the puck line plus 1.5 goals. Edmonton, yeah, I would take the puck line plus 1.5. That's the way to go about that game. I would do that. Just like the last game we went was 3-2, so I would keep the puck line, and then keep the under 6.5 goals. For the next hockey game we're gonna do, Montreal Buffalo. This one is opened up at 6, total 150. Right now we're seeing 6.5s come up, so it looks like an over. It might be an over in this game. That's an indicator of an over. Let's look at this further. Montreal's getting all the public money, of course. But I don't see anything within an over-under official. No official over-under play. So we'll look into this further. Montreal. Buffalo. We'll look into this one and see. So you can see here, 7-3 last 10 games, 4-5 to the under. They already have played 2 times already. So November 11th in Buffalo, Montreal won 7-5 and went over the total. Second game in Montreal, December 17th. The total was 6 at the time, and then they went over. It was 6-1. Montreal. So Montreal's won the first 2 games of this series. Now it goes right back to Buffalo. Montreal's won in there already. So let's look at this one here. So 4-6 last 10 games, 5-5 over under. Montreal's won 3 straight games. They were 3-2 last 5 games, and are 3-2 to the over. Buffalo, 6-4 last 10, 7-3 to the over. Buffalo 3-2 last 5 games, and 3-2 to the over. So both teams are playing to the over. First 2 games of the series went over. Therefore, everything that I mentioned correlates and connects to the over in Montreal. So over 6.5. Although they're indicating the under, I'm gonna disagree and take the over. Over 6.5 goals, Montreal and Buffalo. That's how I'm playing that game. All right, so the next game we're gonna look at here, it's gonna be San Jose at Ottawa. That's the next game we're gonna look at. San Jose and Ottawa. So the total is 6. Open up at 6. Ottawa favored. And now it's come down to 5.5 in this contest. So look into this game further. Ottawa favored. Ottawa favored. Ottawa's the public side. Totals, nothing as of yet. I'm not seeing anything. So we see here Let me see this game I'm looking at here. Yeah, San Jose, Ottawa. We're looking at that. So 5-5 last 10. That's the head-to-head. So San Jose head-to-head. San Jose were at home. Ottawa beat them 4-3. It went over the total. This is the second meeting. San Jose overall won 6-3 last 10 games, 6-4 to the over. So San Jose has lost 7 games in a row. They've lost 7 straight, San Jose, and are 2-3 to the under. Ottawa 5-5 last 10 games, 7-3 to the over. So Ottawa, they have lost 5 games in a row, and they are 4-1 to the over. So 4-1 to the over, and 2-3 to the under for San Jose. So we'll look into this game further. This is guess it gets backgrounds heads up here. Let's see. So let's look into this game further. I'm going to look at the San Jose Ottawa game. Let's see here. Well, I would just the only way to look at this game, I'll have to back the over. I'll have to take the over in this game. Yeah, both teams are playing to the over. San Jose is playing to the under. Ottawa's playing to the over. I just feel that Ottawa's style of play at home, just like they did in November, will force this game to go over the total, over the 5.5. So I like the over in this game. Nothing on the side. I just like the over in this game for San Jose. Next game I'm going to look at here. It's going to be next hockey game. Philadelphia, Winnipeg. Total 5.5. Total's 5.5. Winnipeg favored on the money line. And right now still 5.5. I'm not seeing any sort of movement on this game. Pretty basic. Yeah, it's pretty basic. No movements on this game at all. So Philadelphia, Winnipeg. We're gonna look into this game further. So Winnipeg, Philadelphia. Look at this one. So look at this one here. Yeah, this is the idea. They've never played before, so this is going to be the first meeting of the season. So Philadelphia overall 4-4-2 last 10 games, 5-5 over under, 3-2 last 5 games, and are 4-1 to the over. Philadelphia. Winnipeg 9-1 last 10 games, 5-5 over under. Winnipeg, they had won 9 in a row, but that streak ended against Nashville 2-1. So they're hoping to start a new streak. So 2-3 last 5 games to the under, Winnipeg. And they're 4-1 last 5, Winnipeg. For the Philadelphia side, 4-1 last 5 games for Philadelphia as well. Winnipeg last 5 games are 2-3 to the under. This one here, I don't have let me see. Yeah, I don't have an opinion on this game at all. This game to me is going to be a pass. I have nothing on this game. This game's a pass. The next game we're going to look at here will be, let's see here. It's going to be Los Angeles and St. Louis. So LA played last night. St. Louis, I believe, played last. No, St. Louis didn't play last night. LA did. The total is 5.5. LA favored to win the game, but now St. Louis is favored, and now the total is still 5.5. This one here, nothing there at all. It's still 5.5. Nothing coming up. Let's see so far. Nothing's been quiet. So LA, St. Louis. LA, St. Louis. Let's look here. LA 5-3-1-1 last 10 games. 2-3 last 5 games, and are 3-2 to the over. St. Louis 5-3-1-1 last 10, 5-5 to the over. 4-1 last 5 games. 4-1 to the over. 4-1 to the over. 3-2 to the over. So both teams are playing to the over. And yeah, this is the first meeting of the season. That's interesting. Well, for me, since both teams are playing to the over, the only way I can play this game is over the total, over 5.5 goals. And I do like LA Kings. LA plus 1.5 on the puck line. I like LA here. Yeah, I like, although St. Louis has won the last 2 games, I do like LA here to stay within a goal. They're capable of staying within a goal in this game. So plus 1.5 LA on the puck line, over 5.5 goals for the full game. That's my take on that game. The next game we're going to look at here, let's see. We'll do one more game. I'm not going to do all the games. We're going to do one more game. Utah game I'm going to skip. We'll do Chicago and Anaheim. That's the last game we're going to do. The total is 6. Anaheim on the money line. It's come down to 5.5, and still some books have 6. Pinnacle. Anaheim favored in this game. They're favored to in this game. Let's see. Yeah, Anaheim favored. We'll definitely look into this further. Anaheim, Chicago. Anaheim, Chicago. Let's see. Yeah, we'll look into this one further. They played twice last year. So November 3rd in Anaheim, they played. It went under 6.5 goals. Chicago won in Anaheim 4-2. Second meeting, same month, November 19th in Chicago. Anaheim returned the favor and won 3-2. So the third game is back at Anaheim. So it seems like it's a flip-flop series, zigzag series. Over under 2-7 last 10 games for these teams. They've gone under 3 straight times, both teams. Chicago 2-6-1-1 last 10, 5-3 and 2 to the under. Chicago's lost 5 games in a row, and they are 3-1-1 to the over last 5 games. Anaheim 7-2 last 10 games, 4-6 to the under. Anaheim 3-2 last 5 games, and 2-3 to the under. That's the way I see this game. So Anaheim playing to the under, Chicago playing to the over in this game. the line set here. We're seeing sixes, mainly sixes on the board. 5.5, 6. This game's a little tricky. For me, the only way I can play this game, I have to look at the over 5.5 goals. I'm taking the over. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take that. Yeah, I gotta take the over in this one. Yeah, the over 6. Anaheim, Chicago over 6. I like that. Yeah, I like that one. So let's see. Yeah, that is it for the NHL. Well, that's the slate of NHL games for today. Thank you for joining me. My name's Abby. Hit the like and subscribe button for more NHL picks and plays. Whether you fade or follow, it's up to you. I just make the call and picks how the way I see it. Hit the like and subscribe button again. And good luck to everybody. I hope you cash your tickets and turn out to be a winner in today's games. Again, good luck. Hit the like, subscribe button, comment below. And we're going to see you tomorrow for more NHL action. Again, this is Abby. Take care.